Hello, everybody. My name is Jason Villicano, and we're here on Express Your Art. In front of me, I have an old friend. His name is Jimmy, and as you can see, he has some body art that we can already tell looks pretty nice. And I wanted to talk to him because he's a very interesting person with some very interesting tattoos. Jimmy, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name's Jimmy. I have a daughter. Her name's Zoe. She's 4 years old. I love her to death. Um, I work for an industrial supply company. Been there for 13 years. It's pretty fun. It's allowed me to get the tattoos that I have, so I'm grateful for that. And on my free time, I like to doodle around, watch shows, and play some video games.
Kind of goes right into the hearts of a lot of us.
I also go to a lot of concerts, but it's fun.
Well, I imagine it slowed down a little bit when you got a little one to raise, but
Definitely.
your heart's probably still there.
Oh yeah.
That's always fun. And is there anything you're doing on the side, or anything you want to talk about? Anything you want to mention while I got you here?
Nah, just providing for the fam, trying to be a good dad and stuff.
Well, I feel like that's a win. Um, I want to go
Feels
ahead.
like a win.
I mean, so far it seems like a win. You're still kicking butt out there, man. I saw her. She looks great. She looks healthy. The family seems happy. So as
Thanks,
far
man.
as I think you're succeeding, so
She's cool.
um, she seems pretty cool. Let's go ahead and jump into the first tattoo you have ever had. If you can show it to us, and then
Ooh,
tell us about your mindset and why you picked that.
it's this one, the still flying tattoo. Um, I got it as a rocket ship. It's actually there's like a couple layers to it. So one of my old friends, Chris, he um he showed me the show called Firefly or Serenity, and or no, Firefly is the show, Serenity is the movie. Got it. Cool. So I used to watch it all the time, and like I'd crash at his house and we'd watch it and game, and it was good times. Um, and then we played World of Warcraft, Burning Crusade, and there was a mini pet called the Captured Firefly, and it had a saying on it, "Still flying." When we played Burning Crusade back in the day, we used to like I'd farm all these little Firefly mini pets for the homies and give them out to them and stuff. But the reason why I got it on my arm is because from the first episode, season one, first episode of Firefly, they're like sitting at the head of the ship, and the officer talks to the captain, and she's like, "There's all this stuff happening. There's all these bad things. We have fugitives on our ships. Like the police are after us. Like all this crazy shit going on." And the captain interrupts, and he's like, "Yeah, but we're still flying. We're still alive." So that's what it's supposed to like it like stuck with me where it's like no matter how bad shit is or feels like it might be getting, you're still alive, you're still flying, and you should keep going, like Joe Dirt says, keep on keeping on, so
Yeah, that's a good
yeah.
comeback right there. I have not heard Joe Dirt in a while.
Yeah, so it's not the Serenity ship, but it's like an old, when I was a kid I like wanted to be an astronaut and stuff, so I got like old school rocket. It also looks like the rocket that, the one down the street where you slide down it back in the day. Yeah, so there's a couple ties to that one.
Yeah, I think in this heat though, I don't want to slide down that rocket.
No, dude, your ass would melt
No,
immediately.
all of it, all the way down.
Dude, they close them over by our house. They close them down during summertime, like they're all boarded up because it gets too hot. Kids are like melting their legs.
It's almost like they should have rethought about that one.
Nah, dude, just put a shade up, bro. Just put a shade up.
Just do something. Thank you for the explanation on that one. These look really nice. I like the color in them. The reason behind it, I never knew it myself. I've known you for years, but I like the sound of that. It's what can you do with all the craziness around you? You just
Yeah.
keep on going and maybe get out of it. That's a great way to think, and I think it's very positive.
So that's on my forearm because it's like I see it, like be at work just getting shit on or life getting shit on, and it's on your forearm. You see it. It like keeps you in the game.
It's like True North.
Truthfully,
Love it, man. And let's go in and talk about the last tattoo you've gotten so far.
this is Jason. Yeah.
So Jason Voorhees, I know that's the tattoo. My name is Jason, so I kind
Yeah.
of have an affinity there.
Yeah.
Um, so go ahead and tell us about what it was like that day and what made you decide on that.
Well, um, like the like little dude in my brain, like the dude that wears a really long tinfoil hat, you know, the dude that hangs out in there. Um, it was I was got moved into a different department, and I had like a lot of shit going on in my head about it, and I was like anxious about the future, like didn't know what was gonna happen, and there was a Friday the 13th that rolled up, and I was like, yo, man, Friday the 13th tattoo. I'm gonna go get a Friday the 13th tattoo. I'm gonna just do it. But then I was like, it's on a Friday though. I don't know. I'm not gonna go after work and wait like 10 hours in line to get a Friday the 13th tattoo. So I was chilling, and then my work, I had to like I had to do vehicle training, so I ended up getting that Friday off. And so I was like, I'm going to get a fucking tattoo, dude. And so I woke up super early in the morning, and I was like brainstorming which one, because they have like sheets of them that you can get, like you show them to the artist and you can get it done. And so I was like, I'm gonna go get this, like on the blood has a 13 on it. So I was like, I'm gonna have a little Jason on my forearm, just going fuck shit up, dude, no matter what. Like it'll be my, and I see it all because my glove line comes up to like right here. So I just see a little Jason head popping out. It's just, it cracks me up, dude.
I think it's a pretty
Yeah.
interesting way. I love those flash sales. I think those reasons the 10-hour lines exist is
Oh
because
yeah.
everybody wants to get something.
I almost feel bad because it's like normally you'd pay that artist way more money, but dude,
Yeah.
it's like it's a good way to network though too for them, because I got this one and then I got the one on my leg, like because I like the way her tattooing style. I'm gonna go back and get more work from her.
Yeah.
So
It's like there's some
yeah,
little LinkedIn.
exactly.
I like it. There's no way I can hate it. I have to like it.
I basically got
Um,
your face tattooed on my arm, dude.
Seriously, with the blood and all. Like I don't know how you did that.
You're welcome,
I wasn't
bro.
even there, man.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Any other tattoos you have on your body that you would consider special, or anything you would like to show us today?
um, I guess we can do these guys. The one on the back of my arm, the little moon. You took a picture though, right? So
Yeah.
you can like swipe, do one of your swipe thing, you know.
Yeah.
Um, it's supposed to represent like a sad part I was kind of at in life, where I was like about to, like I was on the toe or on the line of whether or not I wanted to experiment with like hard drugs, you know. Because originally I would smoke weed and that was it, you know, weekend warrior life. Um, but I was like very unhappy with a lot of things that were going on in life, like outside of work, and I was just like at my wits end. But I felt like alone. I was single at the time. Like my girl, like I had just gone through a breakup, so I was just all bummed out sitting in class. This was like in my early 20s. I was like maybe like 23, probably almost 24, and I was like doodling in my math book while I was in class, and I just started drawing this like face, like this moon, because I like felt like I was like lost on the moon. Like I was just like Moon Man, you know. It was like that idea that Kid Cudi paints for us, you know, like Man on the Moon stuff. Like you just feel like you're Lone Ranger, and so I just like drew a moon, and then I started like drawing the desert in the background, which was like inspired by the Killers album, the one with the Day and Age. I was listening to that album a lot at the time, so it has like the cast. Like it doesn't have it on this, but the original drawing that I pulled to create this, then I turned it into a double tattoo where it's sun and moon, like day and night type thing, which I incorporate in my doodles. You know, I like to, but like anytime you see that on my doodles, that's what I'm referring to, is that situation. But so I drew it, and I put the dude has a cigarette in his mouth, and he has this like candle, and his forehead is out because it was supposed to represent like me feeling like my creativity was out. I was like resorting to drugs to try to like spark that feeling back into life, kind of. And so it was supposed to, like the match at the bottom is supposed to represent his life, like your life. You have one match, one life. So it's like, are you going to use that match to like continue to use substances to get through things, or are you going to like try to naturally light the like fuel in your fire to get you going through the day and stuff, you know? So yeah, that's why this one, he's all cold, he's the moon, he's all sad, he's got a cigarette, he's sitting there, he's looking all sad, and then on this one, it's happier, driven looking, like cigarette's gone, candles lit on the top, you know, and it's like looking forward. So
And see, I'm glad I asked you about that. I didn't know about that for you, and that's a beautiful explanation of something that
yeah,
looked like
man,
it took a lot of money and
it was a
time.
cool tattoo, man. I was like, I knew that was like gonna be like, I was gonna put it on somewhere. I just didn't know how. I was gonna do like half, like you know, the Sublime Moon where it's like sunny all out of the sides, and then I was gonna do like a half one where it's like half Sublime Moon, half like sad. I don't know. I had a lot of concepts, but
For anybody that's outside California, Sublime is a band that came into popularity here in Southern
Yeah, dude,
California.
if you don't know Sublime,
You never know.
I'm leaving, dude.
But if you don't know Sublime and you have access to music, look them up. You're gonna love them. Thank you very much for those explanations and for showing us your art. And I have 3 questions I ask all of my guests. And the first one is going to be the last 5,000 years till now, we've seen humans with tattoos from every region and every place on Earth. What do you think the appeal of tattoos are to people and why they would get them?
You can represent from like what's inside out. Like if you have something like my Jason thing, like I love like horror stuff, like horror genre. I love it. Like and for the longest time I was so like I thought that like you weren't allowed to like horror, like that was something you shouldn't talk about. But no, dude, people like it. Like it's like a super cool. Like I've had so many conversations talking like, oh yeah, this is my favorite Jason movie. What's your favorite horror film? Oh, this one. Oh, have you seen this one? And like you just start talking about horror films, and I love that shit. So it's like it's yeah, like it's and I people wouldn't know just by looking at me, like, but now they do. Like they can see they're like, oh, he has a Jason Voorhees tattoo. I bet he watches horror films or likes to wear masks. I don't know. So, but yeah, I think that like it's a way that you can kind of get. It's like it's artistic representation on your skin.
It's true.
And
I've
even
done the
like
same.
the like you see some people with like tattoos that are supposed to be like people used to get tattoos for like yours is like a shield type thing, you know, like it protects things or it represents something honor or whatever. There's people that used to get like if they were evil or something they'd get tattooed to try to like keep the evil harnessed into their bodies. So you know it's pretty intense. I don't know if I believe that, but yeah, I think I believe it's just a way to get some of that stuff out.
Yeah, a
I don't
lot
know
of
about face
expression.
tattoos though, man. Like face tattoos are cool, but I've seen some ones where I'm like, okay, but like some people like, but even then they're like trying to, they're getting attention, you know. So it's like it's still an outburst. It's still not outburst. It's like a something coming out.
I mean, for a lot of people, it's hard to have that expression, and sometimes that's the way.
Yeah,
Some people don't like to talk. Some people don't like
there's
to
not a
show
lot of people
themselves.
getting those ridiculous tattoos. Like you see them
No.
on like the memes and stuff. You're like, what the fuck, man? But like most people have something cool that makes them feel something, and like it's like a code that they live. Like my friend Chris, I was talking about before. He what it's like the Seven Samurais or something. It's like some old school like samurai movie he used to watch like every fucking night, dude. He was obsessed with that movie, and I mean it's cool. I watched it. It's not I not my movie, but he loved it, and so but he had the like the 6 rings or something, and then a triangle, and that like meant something to him, and it's on his forearm too. So like you can see that it like reminds him for whatever he was going through, and even till now, like I still know the dude. I played board games with him a couple weeks ago. Super good, love the dude, and so it's like yeah,
I mean, it's really good. That self expression is
represent.
it's our First Amendment right, man. We get to do whatever we want with that, and it's our bodies. But
You're not fucking taking it. No, I'm just kidding.
it better not. But going on to question 2, looking at today, seeing how things are going, what do you think tattoos are becoming more or less popular?
Definitely more popular
Yeah,
because there was still a lot of stigma from when we were growing up, where it was like tattoos are bad and like only people that like went to prison, people part of gangs, and like all that stuff for the people that had tattoos. Now it's like fucking anyone and everyone has tattoos. Like I think now it's just a preference for people if they don't want to have a bunch of stuff on their skin that they're going to regret. Which people like I don't regret any of my tattoos. I regret getting my tattoos done by certain artists because ink falls out, and it just like there's certain artists have better skill. Like I wish the person that did this one and my leg tattoo did all of my tattoos because she's just like top notch, fantastic artist. Um, but no, I think they're more popular. I don't see them going away anytime soon.
same. I think it's going to be here for the rest of our lives and beyond, and been here before us. It'll be here after us.
I want to get Steve. I want a Steve tattoo.
If you get that, we're gonna have to go with you and film this
Dude,
documentary
that'd be
style,
sick.
man.
Sick. I'll be down.
The next question I have is, what do you think about the stigma around tattoos? It's been there for a while. Again, you mentioned it in your last
Yeah.
thing you talked about. But do you feel like it's still around? Or are you thinking of that it's kind of subsiding a bit?
I mean, it's still around because we're still around. Like we were taught that, and so it's all like it'll eventually flush out. I think like generationally, but I think it'll still be there for a little while. We will see it get pushed out though. I think like within our time frame because
Really cool.
yeah, I don't see it. I don't know though, man. Maybe yeah, I don't see it going the opposite direction. I feel like we're just going to keep getting more and more open about it. I don't know if we're going to have like Joe Biden's up like presidents with like throat pieces. I'd be sick. I'd be down with that.
I can respect that.
Just gets the American flag across his neck. It's like what you have to get if you become president.
That would be an interesting amendment to our constitution. Every president has to get a certain tattoo in a certain way.
That'd be funny.
Oh man, I like to have a positive note to leave on, and I think that was a really interesting thing to think about. This is why I wanted to ask Jimmy to go ahead and interview today. He's always been a very interesting person. I want to say thank you for
Anytime,
coming
man.
out or for being able to be on today. I know you have a very, very fast paced life when you have to with your family and everything
Just
going
too
on.
many things to do in a day.
There's never enough time, but thank you for taking yours and giving it to us today.
Anytime, man.
Is there anything you want to say in closing? Any personal opinions? Anything you want to talk about? A question for the audience, maybe? Anything is on your mind?
Not really. Go get tattoos. Don't be scared.
Hey, I mean,
No.
try most
They
things
hurt.
once.
I mean, they hurt. But it goes away. Life
Yeah.
hurts, but it still goes. At least you have something cool to look at on the process.
Stay flying, right? Or what is that?
Exact, dude. Stay flying, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I should have gotten keep on keeping on and like Joe Dirt's mullet in the back. That would have been sick.
Maybe
That would have really sent a
you
message.
still have some real estate,
Dude, most people think this is for drugs. I'm like,
then they ask you about it, and now we can really figure it
Yeah.
out.
the back one is though.
Well, that's fine. Thank you very much, Jimmy, and I hope you have a really great day. And if you have another tattoo adventure, if we can come along, we're more than happy
yeah.
to do it.
Got a couple down my sleeve.
Thank you. Take care.
Later, man.
Bye.